Okay, good morning, everyone. This is the 20th Wall Street Green Summit. We're very pleased that you could join us today. And we have 5 jam-packed days with over 60 speakers. If you look at the slide, you can see there are 17 sponsors. I'm not going to mention every single one, but we have that posted. We're very happy for their sponsorship and support. And we're very happy that you've joined us. We have a number of experts this week, and particularly this morning, that are going to share their knowledge. Paul?
All right, Peter, thank you very much, and welcome everyone to session 1 of the 2021 Wall Street Green Summit. We're going to hear our introductory speaker first. She is Sheila Slocum Hollis, Acting Executive Director of the United States Energy Association. And Sheila is also of Counsel and Chair of the Duane Morris, LLP Washington, D.C. office, and was a founding leader of the firm's Energy, Environment, and Resources Practice Group. Good morning, Sheila, and welcome.
Thank you, Paul, so much. I appreciate your kind introduction.
Yes, we're looking forward to your remarks. Go right ahead.
All right. What a delight it is to return to the Wall Street Green Summit. Envisioned before it was cool to do so, because Peter was into green before green was quite so cool. And it's a pleasure to be with you. We really, though, did not know in that moment in time what the next 2 decades would bring for us. Of course, when I came into New York for the program, we had the Twin Towers. And we've been through a lot since then, but still the need to continue apace with all that needs to be done with respect to environmental considerations, which are crying out, and the continuous melding of the financial, environmental, and energy needs of the country and of the world. So it is an honor to be with you. I taught energy law for over 20 years at George Washington Law School, and seeing the evolution of energy and energy law and policy and environmental law and policy has been a pleasure, an honor, and at the same time rather terrifying because of the uptick in emissions for a number of years. We're bringing that slowly but surely down, but I think we're looking over the precipice of the need to really continue apace with the development of responsible, environmental, safe energy for the world, environmentally conscious energy for the world. So that's the precipice upon which we stand, and our ability to fly is going to be dependent upon the financial universe to make that happen. The summit, of course, is one of the longest running, most comprehensive sustainable finance events in the world. And I'm so proud of Peter for having the foresight to envision it. He was truly prescient and so far ahead of his time that today the orbits of finance and energy are really only now beginning to converge in a meaningful way that he predicted many years ago. It's been an interesting journey for me over those 20 years too. I will not belabor it, but to say after practicing law for several decades, suddenly the director of the United States Energy Association, Barry Worthington, very suddenly passed away last summer. And that's what brought me. I was chair of the board of directors of the United States Energy Association. So that is why I'm in this unique dual role. But in this, I need to spend a moment on what USEA does. It's built on 2 pillars of equal importance. We convene, educate, and serve as a key resource, all as a nonprofit, nonpartisan, non-lobbying institution. But secondly, the bulk of our work is really in partnership with USAID, the Department of Energy, and the State Department to better the lives of people throughout the world and provide them with that affordable, environmentally sustainable, and reliable energy access. We see energy as a human right, fundamentally. So what we are doing, we believe, is entirely consistent with what the gospel that Peter has been preaching for many years, and it has evolved, and we're living it in the parts of the world where there is extreme energy poverty, where people have no energy whatsoever still, and there are at least 1 billion people in that situation. So with the support, help, assistance and deep thought and planning on the part of the federal government, we are able to bring help and more safety, better practices, more environmentally sensitive practices in all of the countries that we work at. We've worked in 104 countries around the world. Of course, under the circumstances of COVID, we can't do what we normally do, which is to work in country for substantial periods. And we have a very unique staff. They speak at least 14 languages from all over. And they have traveled around the world and lived in country to assist in these projects. We know that 2020 was a most difficult year for us, not just for USEA, but obviously the energy world was flipped upside down. And we've seen some of the problems that have emerged in the most strange ways, even at home in the US and California, with respect to some of the dramatic things that happened there, Texas and surrounding states with respect to the severe cold weather. So we're trying to work on that and work with United States Department of Energy and do programming appropriate to that to at least get the message out and talk about how to live between these worlds of the dramatic need for energy, particularly in this highly digital changed universe, desperate need for energy, and at the same time be environmentally aware, sensitive, and work on those goals together. Sometimes it's difficult. I think Peter has a vision which allows it to proceed in a very thoughtful and doable manner. And he saw it basically before most of the world saw it. So with the help of Zoom, WebEx, and the like, we continue our programs and hope to be back on those planes very soon. Even understanding they have a carbon footprint, but we believe it's important to work in country in these extremely poor countries throughout the world. We're also trying to work to reduce energy duplication to enable transmission capacity in and around Eastern Europe. We're trying to just basically help the energy systems of the world, all with the guiding hand of the federal government. So it's been an honor to be with Peter over Low these many years, even before the 20th anniversary. I can say that Peter was a force, a friend, and a visionary, and it's an honor to be with you and the other brilliant people that will contribute their time, effort, and vision this morning. With that, I turn it back to you, Peter and Paul, and all the apostles. And really appreciate the opportunity to just say hello and thank you to all. And thank you to everybody that's working on this critically important, desperately needed change in the way we do business, but also at the same time understanding there's a price tag to be paid. But I think Peter, his colleagues, and the people you'll hear from today have a very good green path ahead. Thank you so much, Peter.
Thanks so much, Sheila, for those introductory remarks. And I guess anyone who does any work with the USEA or the United Nations Capital Development Fund knows how important and valuable that work is to developing economies around the world. So thank you for all of your efforts.